If you were to watch Baywatch over the course of the season, you'd see dozens of male and female extras in the background. They're paid a modest sum to strut back and forth, giving a little extra visual stimulation to the snowbound viewers in Homer, Alaska. From out of this relatively anonymous cast came a young woman, Marlise Andrada. In this group of extremely beautiful people, she stood out. Her role on the show was upgraded to Montage Girl. The next year, we were looking for a woman to play a mermaid. Naturally, the actor would have to be a good underwater swimmer. Marlise came up and said, "I hear you're looking for a girl to play a mermaid. How about if I audition?" With about 20 other candidates, Marlise auditioned in the tank. She was clearly the best. I noticed too that she'd been in heavy training. She lost some weight, toned up. By any measure, she looked altogether fantastic, and on shoot day, she performed magnificently. Finally, as we were casting regulars for the following season, Marlise asked if she could again try out. I sent her to Susie and Fern, our casting ladies, and some weeks later, Marlise walked back into my office, evidence that she survived Susie and Fern's rigorous casting process. Marlise read for the executive producers and read well. Not only she had been working on her body, but she'd been in heavy acting training. Eventually, she came back to read a couple of more times, and ultimately, she survived the final cut, thus accomplishing something no other actor had done, rising from background girl to montage girl to guest star to regular cast member. Unfortunately, we had so many other women actors at that time that Marlise simply kept getting put at the end of the line and was never given a chance to shine. By the time we were done, the executive producers has retired all our women actors, with the exception of Kelly Packard. Kelly was the best possible actor to bring along. She is intelligent, witty, pleasant, talented, and capable. She can handle a crowd. She can handle one-on-one. Kelly's happily married, which makes everything easier. For our 9th season, 1998 to 99, we would need 3 women actors altogether. We hired Mitzi Kapture and Brooke Burns. Mitzi was an actor on Silk Stockings. She came to Baywatch with a different look, dark hair, and smaller stature. Mitzi proved herself in our run-and-gun trip to Hawaii. She had to carry the whole show, and she did great. I first saw Brooke on Ally McBeal as a guest star in a 3-episode arc. Both on and off screen, Brooke is an elegant, statuesque woman with a confident manner and a winning smile. I also found out that her father, a great swimmer at SMU, had a good friend who was also a friend of mine, an Olympic swimmer in '72, Jerry Heindrich. Brooke had to win the role over Julia Schultz, a recent Playboy Playmate of the Month. With her sexy, nasty, biker chick style, everybody went for Julia. They could see all sorts of great storylines utilizing her rough look. Finally came to a showdown. Big bad biker chick versus blonde beautiful Brooke. The Baywatch Brain Trust gathered on a darkened stage to see the battle. Michael Burke, Doug Schwartz, David Hasselhoff, Kimmer Ringwald, David Braff, and Susie and Fern. Also in attendance was Sid Vintage and Pearson's own man, Tony Cohen, whom I hoped would be an ally of mine. From talking to him, I figured he preferred that our newest Baywatch actor have a more traditional Baywatch look. Initial balloting showed Julia winning the day by an overwhelming margin, 7-1, with my vote being the only one for Burke. I immediately got up out of my chair on the verge of outrage. How could we be making such a lousy choice after having just made a similar mistake the year before with Carmen Electra? We didn't need the quick fix to the immediate in-your-face answer, one that suffices for 2 or 3 episodes and then promptly runs out of steam. Hadn't we learned anything from the previous year? Were we going to make the same mistake? I did my best to convince him that Julia was not what Baywatch needed. She didn't convey the image we'd spent a decade developing. Strong, healthy, capable, and beautiful. After speaking my piece, each actor then came in and read a scene with David Hasselhoff, Julia going first and Brooke next. With her winning enthusiasm, her great attitude, her stunning physical presence, including a pre-fitted one-piece red suit and my torrid preamble, Brooke won the day. This time, the voting went 7-1 in her favor. Brooke was hired. It should be noted, too, that Brooke's family's background served to provide a great comfort factor for me. I knew she'd be a disciplined person with good work habits and a strong sense of teamwork. I knew she'd bring a positive spirit to the show. From experience, I have learned that a person such as Brooke stands a far better chance of making it in this business. Believe it or not, Pamela Anderson was in the same way too. She came from a strong family. Pam had other issues that interfered with her success, but at her core, she was an extremely focused, goal-oriented, hard-working actor. Having Brooke, Mitzi, and Kelly on the cast makes me want the show to go for another 5 years.